Space Marines are not an easy army to play.
There should be an Ultramarines detachment. Salamanders detachment.
I would love to see each chapter have one detachment that's unique to them.
The Space Marines have a higher skill cap than we think. 100% it does.
Space Marines are not an easy army to play. Ultramarine Gladius looked a little easier than the rest. But,
for sure.
Broadly speaking, Space Marines are not easy to play, especially if you try to go with the more technical.
The more combat you enter into Space Marines, the more difficult they become, for sure.
But I also acknowledge that when Ultramarines are played properly, it feels oppressive. And so it feels strange to give them just points buffs, but also the army's doing so poorly that it kind of has to. I think that you get a lot more room if you do the supplement change that I mentioned, where you take away these detachments from Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Templars. And I think that gives you more room to play with Space Marines. We kind of have to see what these new characters do, but ignoring the new characters because you don't know what any of them do yet, I think you can just do some small points changes. I don't think you need to make there's a lot of bad Space Marine detachments. That's fine. They don't need new ones. You could go buff the old detachments, but it's not gonna be better than Gladius.
I agree with the points decreases, but I think Ultramarines have to be excluded from the extra oath buff personally.
The +1 wound?
I think they're gonna always just be too dominant.
I acknowledge that. The problem is that the second you do that, you just remove Ultramarines from the game. If Ultramarines are not +1 to wound, Ultramarines don't exist.
You don't think Gilman and Calgar by themselves?
Nope, not even close.
Well, I don't. They've messed up the Marine design.
They have.
I don't know how to fix this.
Right. They've messed up the Marine design a lot.
Yeah, it's basically there's one way to play it pretty much always that's just superior to the others, and I don't know how to fix that.
You just have to separate them all so that you can balance them independently.
Yeah, because there should be an Ultramarines detachment. Salamanders detachment. I
would love to see each chapter have one detachment that's unique to them,
and they get certain buffs for units in there.
And I still think you keep the core ones, just you deny them to Dark Angels, right?
The Gladius and Stormlands are too good. They're just way better than everything else. Yeah, it's insanely. They're two of the best detachments in the game. You have no diversity because you wrote two amazing detachments.
I agree, but then the army's not good enough that you can nerf Gladius. If you nerf Gladius, Space Marines are just
No, I think they needed to put more emphasis on the data sheets themselves rather than on the detachments. Yeah. Because the detachments are so accessible.
Yeah, but you would have to thoroughly rewrite Space Marines in the way that it would be easier to release a second codex. Which, to be fair, we've seen late edition Space Marine codexes. I genuinely would not be mad if we got it. And I think it would be beneficial, honestly. If every Space Marine supplement that they intend to write is now out, I think now is a good time for a Space Marine codex at the end of the edition.
That's what always happens.
It has happened in the past. I would not be mad about it.